Reboot. The Crow reboot. The Crow reboot. We're going to be talking about the Crow reboot today, guys. The box office numbers are in. Welcome to Mirror Domain's Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines, where we talk about all the upcoming movie news headlines of the day. There's really not that much on the slate for today. We indeed will be talking about the Crow reboot and its box office returns. Did it crack the top 5? Did it? What if it didn't? Oh, that would be terrible news. That would almost say, well, you might as well just bring it on 4K, right? I don't know. Blink Twice did break the top 5. That was the other new release. But we got some other headlines. The new trailer for the Christopher Reeve story, Super/Man. Guys, you want to get emotional, watch that trailer. We'll talk about that in the stories to come. James Gunn gives us our first look at Jimmy Olsen in the new DCU. James Spader is set to return as Ultron. Rings of Power gives our first look at Dark Wizard, played by Kieran Hines. Looking forward to that because Rings of Power, 3 days away, guys. This Thursday, we will be doing full live watch-alongs. The first 2 episodes will come out. I don't know if it'll be on Thursday, depending on what time the release. We could be watching them on Friday, our full live watch-alongs. So, as I said, there's really not that many headlines. We'll try to snoop around for some towards the end of the show if we blow through everything. But we start off today's show by talking about the weekend's box office report. Box office. Deadpool and Wolverine back on top as Blink Twice underwhelms and The Crow suffers a complete collapse. Zoe Kravitz's directorial debut opened with a 7.3 million. The Crow never got off the ground. Never got off the ground? Well, let's pull up the top 5, guys. For the weekend of August 23rd to the 25th, the top 5 go. Number 1, Deadpool and Wolverine, back at number 1. Number 2, Alien Romulus. Number 3, It Ends With Us. Number 4, Blink Twice, so it did crack the top 5. Good for... What is this? The Forge? La Forge? No, The Forge. Okay, I don't know what that is. We'll have to take a look at that. So, where's The Crow? It's not 6. 6 is Twisters. 7 is Coraline. The Crow debuted at 8, guys. That's not good. That is devastating. In fact, some people should be never hired again in Hollywood, in my opinion, but we'll talk about that in just a few moments. But as you can see, not a strong debut. But we take a look at the Deadpool and Wolverine claiming the top spot once again with 18.3 million. 5 weeks in, guys, 1.2. I thought it would cap out around 1.25, but it's got potential and enough wind here because this next week, the only other movie that's opening up is something called Afraid. It's like about AI or something like that, taking over the house and locking people inside. The AI befriends the children, that kind of thing. It's like that Simpsons episode, Treehouse of Horror, where it was voiced by Pierce Brosnan and he falls in love with Marge. Anyway, that's not going to make actually it could make around 10 to 12 million. So Deadpool and Wolverine, if that got chopped down to about 10 or 12 million, it's going to fight again for that number 1 spot. That's not out of the question, guys. I don't think it's out of the question. Good for that. Alien Romulus in the second spot, 16.2 million. For a worldwide total of 225. Good for that. I really liked Alien Romulus. I don't know what people are smoking out there. They're like picking it apart, saying, well, we've seen this before. You're not adding anything new to it. Those are the same people that probably complain that, well, we need to go back to it feeling like a horror movie. And then they come out and say, well, I've seen it as a horror movie before. I don't know why you're redoing all of this stuff again. It's like, get over yourselves. It was a good movie, guys. It was a lot of fun. Like, it's not Shakespeare, guys. Where are your expectations? It Ends With Us hangs in there in the third spot for like 3 weeks. Wow. Which, more and more stuff seems to be coming out about Blake Lively. That's like, she did what now? She wore jeans that are $18,000? What? And then she treats people not so nice behind the scenes? It's like, there's some bad PR here going on, and it's hard to read exactly what's true and what isn't. You got to kind of take things with a grain of salt. Doesn't seem to be affecting the movie. I liked the movie. I thought it was a good movie. Because there was a couple times and it was like, okay, this is typical stuff. Oh, wait a minute, you're doing that with this story? Oh, okay, now I see where you're going with this. Okay, it had a couple of moments like that, and I enjoyed it because of that. 242 million in the third spot. So the first movie that cracks the top 5 here that's a new release is Blink Twice. Blink Twice, the Zoe Kravitz Channing Tatum picture. 7.3 million domestically, 6.7 internationally, for a worldwide total of 14 million on a budget of around, well, 20 million. So it's not as bad as it would appear if you were just taking the domestic numbers, which some people will. 14 million, and it's going to have some word of mouth here, I think, where people like myself, if you've gone to see it, it's kind of like, it's a mystery, right? It's like, okay, who are these characters? What's going on here at the island? Is he a bad guy or isn't he? Why are people going missing? What kind of experiments are going on here? It's like that. And it's got a colorful cast of people in there. Kristen Slater, Haley Joel Osment, Adria Jonah, although I heard it pronounced Arjona. So she's a good actress. And yeah, it's kind of an interesting experience at the theater. Naomi Aki does a great job too. So is it Arjona or Arjona? Again, I'll have to look up and add it to my special little playlist of actors pronouncing their own names. And I'll get it right, guys. I'll get it right. But like nobody's wagging their finger at me yet for calling it Arjona. And we watched her in the Star Wars Andor series. Looking forward to season 2. Yeah, so it's poised to, it'll make its haul back. I think it will be. And there's nothing to worry too much about there. The people that have seen it have been kind of like, okay, it's a good movie. I'm sure that there's some stuff in there that it's kind of like won't work for people as the mystery unfolds. You'll want that mystery to unfold faster, right? But I thought it was a good start for Zoe Kravitz. So forth. And then, of course, as I said, somewhere in here, that new Afraid movie is going to push things out of the way. So it may be 5th next week. Unless this movie, The Forge, was only 1,800 theaters, came in the 5th spot. What is this? The Forge, I had to look this up. The Forge, 6.6 million. After graduating high school without any plans for the future, Isaiah receives a push to start making better life decisions. Life decisions, huh? So is this like a Bible movie? I think it may be from the creators of the War Room. That doesn't mean anything for me. I don't recognize really anybody in the cast. Nobody jumps off the page, but I had to look up the trailer. And then, of course, yeah, what's he holding there? A Bible or something, right? So it kind of starts off like that. So I don't know if he gets mixed up in the wrong crowds or anything like that. He's not nice to his parents. I don't know. We all need someone who believes in us. But it overall looks like it's a feel-good story. So, sometimes these faith-based movies, as long as they don't beat you over the head with some of their messaging. Okay, so it is, yeah, it's faith-based. As long as they don't beat you over the head with that, and they work it in kind of like a subtle way, they do make bank, and some of them are actually quality stories. It's just not for me. While I do sort of believe in a higher power, I don't believe in one that, will come and smite the earth with a terrible curse. That's Old Testament, James. Well, whatever. No, whatever. Okay, whatever. So, then where's The Crow? It's not in the top 5. Yeah, we saw that. It's number 8. Let's get to it, guys. The brass tacks. As Christian Harloff would say, The Crow is... it's a wet fart. Oof. I wanted to be forgiving to this movie, man. 4.6 million domestically. So there's no international numbers yet. And those will trickle in. but I don't know if it's going to be enough. 4.6 million, guys. What was the budget? The budget was reported to be around 50 million, so it wasn't astronomical or anything. I would say that that was even fairly conservative right now for some budgets within Hollywood. So 50 million for a new Crow reboot sounds reasonable. Sounds plausible. Unfortunately, when you read the premise for the movie and the direction that the director wanted to take it, he kind of looked at the original Crow comic and said, a musician, no, let's get rid of that. Looked at the original movie and said, Brandon Lee, colorful bad guys that like jump off the page at you. No, we don't need that. Let's concentrate on the love story and let's not, oh, Gothic. No, we don't need Gothic. Let's make him a UK footballer fan. Oh, this gentleman, the director, should get reprimanded, should not be offered a whole lot of work in Hollywood. Like he's like when things like this happen, of this caliber, of this multitude of errors that happen, this kind of grotesque misjudgment of the property, you should not be granted a leg up, which does seem to happen in Hollywood. He's probably going to be offered like another 10 projects that'll be like, oh, we want to work with this guy. We want to work with this guy. Give him more money. Let's let him flush more money down the toilet. Rupert Sanders. And I say no. And it kind of sucks. Because he did make one movie I liked, Snow White and the Huntsman. No, I didn't like that movie. Oh no, this guy's a butt. No, guys, I didn't like Snow White and the Huntsman. This guy is the guy that was cheating on his wife, with pregnant wife and kid or whatever, with Kristen Stewart. This guy's a twit. No, you're out. You should have been out when this scandal happened. It was a scandal, guys. Executive producers in Hollywood. He was a scandal then, and he's a scandal now. And look what he did for you. He took your money and he flushed it down the toilet. Rupert Sanders, you are not cut out for this racket. I have a opening here that the neighborhood McDonald's that's got your name written right all over it. I don't want you anywhere near movies. You don't belong here in this universe. I'm being hurtful, crass, over the top, and yes, you don't deserve this lifestyle or career path, in my opinion, because I'm not the only one that thinks this guy is 19% on the tomato meter, 65% by critics. I know. Is it going to be going down as one of the worst movies of the year? Yes, it will. It's in contention. Guys, I would rather, Rebel Moon was my number one worst movie, right? But I would rather subject myself to the director's cut, the 5-hour director's cut of Rebel Moon than sit down and watch The Crow again. Very few redeeming qualities in this movie. At least with what I hear in the Rebel Moon director's cut, there's more blood and gore and some salacious nudity. No, The Crow, I'm not in for. I don't know what, it boggles my mind as an executive how this happens. How you got a property like The Crow, and then the pitch comes in where we throw out all the source material, you step on the fan base, and it's like, we can make, somehow somebody convinced you that you can make money doing that. I don't know how it happens. It's kind of like, let's make, as I said in my Friday show, let's make an Obi-Wan show, but have him not the main character. What? Let's make Superman movie, but we won't have him fly or use his powers. Like, what? It's ridiculous, right? That's audacity. And I don't react well to audacity. It kind of gets me fired up. It gets me triggered. So, if The Crow indeed had a $50 million budget, international numbers aren't really going to save this, guys. Unless for some reason Like I really I don't see like the story itself too is it's long and it's boring. It's an hour and 51 minutes. Things about the crow don't actually start to happen until like the 35 minute mark. Because you can watch the first 20 minutes of this, and this is just kind of like a normal romance kind of uh story of two addicts escaping rehab. For God's sake, well, no, this is not a good movie, guys. Oh, because you know why? You know why this doesn't work as a love story either? Is because they are addicts. They meet in rehab, which is fine. Okay, you've got a spark for each other. But when you first meet somebody, that's a mix of like lust, puppy love. Uh, okay, we're in the honeymoon period of our kind of relationship, and then it's like, is that strong enough? Do you believe that that is a bond created strong enough that it would bring back somebody from the dead to revenge her? And then the other 30 minutes of the movie is like, well, I don't know if I really loved her. Well, then why were you brought back? It's like what? It's like you think about it too much and you pull your hair out, man. Yeah, I'm being hard on the crow. I really am. So, guys, studios I think are trying to make sense of this and trying to maybe mitigate some of the damages because listed today, The Crow is available for 4K Blu-ray and DVD pre-order, and I had to look it up on Amazon. 34.99. It's not these movies. This will be out within a month, guys. And I would rather no. I got better things to do with my money. And why is the 4K more than the Blu-ray? I don't get that. Amazon Steelbook, $34. Uh, guys, I and you knew. Remember when we did that story of Bill Skarsgård like about a month ago saying I was never really happy with the look of what I was as Eric Draven. He was maybe trying to preface, guys, this is like, brace yourselves. And I don't fault Bill Skarsgård at all for this. Because maybe the movie was something else. It's hard to believe that it was, though. It's just, guys, it sucks on multiple levels because it also takes away chances of them ever trying to do a more formal reboot. It's like, hey, if you want to ruin the franchise, let's make a really crappy reboot that nobody likes. Because there's no way that it would ever get saved. And it's a disgrace. It's an abomination. It's something where the studios should say, Rupert Sanders, you never get a project ever again in Hollywood at all. You should not. So I don't expect to ever come down to his directorial credits here ever again to see anything in here that's going to be directed by him. He worked with my Scarlett Johansson. Is he writing anything? No. This guy, no. And get away from my Charlize. How dare you? No, Rupert, you're done. You're out. You're. I don't even want to say your name ever again. So, guys, I know I'm being hard. I'm being over the top, but it's just it upsets me. It upsets me a lot because it's a trend in Hollywood where they just don't seem to understand the source material. They seem to not want to make fans happy. They're like, well, we need a new audience. Who cares about the fan base? The fans will always come around, right? No, not always. And that's proving in the Star Wars universe right now to be a detriment where it's Star Wars. Fans will watch it anyway. Will they? Will they? Guys, I don't know. Uh, you can ruin your brand and it's showing. Crow's You will always have the first crow, and that's all most people ever think of. And that's mostly what I would recommend. City of Angels has sort of got some few good things, but let's put this puppy to bed. Get it off my screen, because you can ruin these things. Some headlines over the weekend about The Acolyte. Lee Jung-jae was surprised at the cancellation, but remains hopeful the Star Wars series could return. There was a fan petition over the weekend where 20,000 signatures were amassed to give us a sequel, give us a follow-up season. But I've been hearing rumblings that, okay, so this is the same kind of thing that happened with Gina Carano. I'm sure that Leslie Hendeland had options for season 2, but we're not going there, guys. We're no matter what you feel like you loved it, we're not getting a season 2 of The Acolyte. And I don't think Leslie Hendeland will be working with Lucasfilm ever again. They're not going to say that to us because they want to keep their pride. They should, to help smooth things over, to say we've severed ties with Leslie Hendeland. But Lee Jung-jae says he was surprised at the cancellation. I don't understand this either. Again, were they making a different movie than what they thought they were making? I don't quite understand. Or a different series. And then the other headline that came out over the weekend was that it was originally Keanu Reeves that was supposed to play Saul. But due to like scheduling conflicts, it wouldn't have it wouldn't have made a difference. And the only difference that it could have possibly made, because of Trinity, yeah, you would have had Neo and Trinity show up in Star Wars. People would have been like, well, yeah, it would have been too off-putting. I don't believe the scheduling thing. It wouldn't have saved the story that they were trying to tell. And in fact, if he was it maybe could have opened the door for the slight chance that you would have gotten in directors who would want to work with Keanu on something like a Star Wars. But what would have happened is that you would have pushed out, it would have, like something like that would have happened, then you would have maybe pushed out Leslie Hendeland, which maybe could have been the good thing. Yeah, so I'm not surprised about it. You know about the petition. It's not happening, guys. So you can ruin these things. Acolyte, The Crow, Star Wars. It's not good. It's not looking good. Okay. 24 minutes in. Earlier today, DC Studios released Superman, the Christopher Reeve story, guys. And I'm not going to watch the trailer here with you guys, but if you want to get choked up, you want to get emotional a little bit, this one hits you right here. You feel the lump in your throat, because I really like Christopher Reeve as an actor. I thought he was cool as Superman. And this is like a biopic, right? With some testimonials thrown in there about his journey as Superman, as an athlete. Slow down. And we said goodbye. You gave us wave. And then it goes into his tragedy about the horse accident and him getting paralyzed. And it's tough to watch, man. It really is tough to watch, because he was a good man. Susan Sarandon is in there, and it goes into how it broke him, how he was emotionally not able to like questioning, should I just pull the plug on myself here? Should I end it? And then it goes into like saying, no, you're still the person that you are. You're still Superman. I'm getting emotional now thinking about it. It's a good trailer, man. It pulls on the heartstrings. And I want to watch it. I want to watch it because it's kind of like that scene in Forrest Gump, right? In the hospital when Lieutenant Dan lost his legs. And he's like, I'm supposed to die in the field with honor. And then who am I? And he's like, I was Lieutenant Dan Taylor. And then Forrest says, you're still Lieutenant Dan. And it's like, you're still Superman, even though that you can't, because you can still inspire people. You're still, you still you're still up here, right? Uh, so it gets emotional. And it looks like it'll be a tough watch, but it's also hopefully going to leave you with that message of no matter what happens in life, when you're given like the the short end of the stick, the raw deal, that it's all mentally up here that you push through. You could still be a positive influence on society. And Christopher Reeve, from what I hear behind the scenes when working on movies and everything, he was a true mensch, a good dude that I find inspiring. Superman, the Christopher Reeve story, I'm looking forward to it. In theater September 21st and 25th. It looks like it'll be like a limited release kind of thing. It wasn't only Superman on the silver screen, but in real life too. RIP the legend. Yeah, I remember. Okay, I don't remember that kind of a story, but you get this. That trailer made me cry. Yeah, it made me too. And even just talking about it, yeah, it's just because I admire Superman. Um, and his ideals. So, man smiling at the end of each movie made me feel like everything would be all right in my world. Yeah, when he flies up towards the screen and smiled, like that was like such a nice touch. Like thematically, that's Superman. That's Superman. Christopher Reeve was Superman. Um, really good trailer, guys. And if I can get out to see this, then hopefully it plays in the art house theater near me. I'll be seeing it. United States, the UK, November 1st in the UK. Yeah, looking forward to that. I seem to be doing some kind of work outside here on a balcony or something, so I apologize if you hear like a jackhammer. It doesn't seem to be making any of the noises on the microphone here. It's just ambient noise, James. Oh, yeah, it is. Oh, I forgot to cover this story for the international numbers when we were doing the box office. Inside Out 2 becomes first animated film to hit a billion at the international box office. At the international box office, huh? Oh, okay. So internationally, it's made a billion. Domestically, 646. Some people will make a whole big story about that. First film. It was a good movie. It was a good movie. It's well deserved. Which means we will get an Inside Out 3. Not to see how that goes. I wanted to tie this into the Superman thing. James Gunn shares first look at DCU's Jimmy Olsen. Because we know that it's wrapped. There's our new Jimmy Olsen. Played by Gizondo. What? So, Skylar Gizondo or Gizondo. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry if it's a G or J sound. Guessing it's Gizondo. Gizondo. If that was how it's pronounced, you would have had a rough childhood, dude, and I apologize for that. So there he is. Superman, July 11th, 2025, Jimmy Olsen. Ultron, set to return in Disney Plus Vision series. Okay, James Spader back to reprise his role, at least vocally, right? So I guess that sort of does make sense because Jarvis was attacked by Ultron when he was created. So Jarvis is in parts of him are in Vision. So it seems like there must be some kind of a final reckoning. Although I don't know how they're going to do it because I thought at the end of Age of Ultron, they killed him, although it's computer stuff. There's got to be backup files somewhere. He's stuck on a hard drive somewhere, right? It's just that version that's stuck on the hard drive didn't go on to try to kill the rest of the world. So we'll see how that goes. You know, as the movie ages, Age of Ultron, I think people are starting to realize that it really did a lot to help set the table for a lot of stuff. And the story itself is not actually all that bad either. What do we know about the Vision series? Well, it's going to come out for a while. The plot is under wraps. No casting as of yet has been announced, so not a whole lot, guys. We're just speculating as to where it could go. Agatha, next week, or next month, right? We know he would return one day. Yeah, that's the way it goes. Next, Rings of Power. Coming this week, guys, this Thursday. Rings of Power reveals Oscar-nominated actor as the Dark Wizard of Season 2. Now, they say the Dark Wizard, well, who's it? Saruman? Is it Saruman? Is he Saruman? Well, we saw in the trailers that Kieran Hines was in there. He does look sort of very Saruman-like, doesn't he? With the long nose. And as a replacement for Christopher Lee, that's a good casting. It does look very Saruman-y, right? Which is fine. I don't know what the schedule is going to be yet for us, because I'm going to sign up for Prime. Actually, I could sign up for Prime today, just so I don't forget. Well, you won't forget because you're going to be watching it Thursday. So I don't know. I guess I don't really need it today, but the image looks good. I like the costuming. I like the trailers. I'm digging. I'm on board for season 2. See where it goes. I hope the first installment gives us about 5 or 10 minutes of like a, not a recap, but of remember these characters, Arendir, right, and those and the dwarves, right. I'm looking forward to that. Search Within. Learn more about one of Tolkien's most intriguing characters in The Lord of the Rings, the enigmatic Tom Bombadil. What? I don't know what that is. Oh yeah, this is the Tom Bombadil character, right? And this is the guy that we think is Gandalf. Yeah, more with Clark. More of that. All right. Next. The booties are coming in Kevin Smith's 4:30 movie. What's the booties? A faux trailer called The Booties, in which Jason Biggs has a run-in with a creature in a porta potty. So it's a faux trailer, fake trailer, to help generate buzz. Oh, there it is right there. Oh, is that like a loose tie-in to Yoga Hosers or something? I don't know, guys. No, I don't want that. I'm out. I want to watch the 4:30 movie. The 4:30 movie is a month away. And because I want to see Kevin Smith work with actors that are not in his normal repertoire. You don't need to sell me too much more. John Goodman, Jesse Plemons, Sophie Wilde, and more join Tom Cruise in the cast of Alejandro Inarritu film. Well, I do like Inarritu. He's got a very good eye for things. Jesse Plemons, John Goodman, good cast. So they've all joined this Inarritu movie for Warner Bros. His first English language movie since The Revenant. So he co-wrote the script. The story is said to center on the most powerful man in the world, who embarks on a frantic mission to prove he is humanity's savior before the disaster he unleashed destroys everything. Okay, that's an interesting premise. Frantic mission to prove he is humanity's savior before the disaster he unleashed destroys everything. Sounds kind of like sci-fi a bit, right? A little sci-fi-ish. A little AI themed, it sounds like. Let's pull up his IMDb. In or out to. So no title. Plot on the wraps. Sandra Huller, Oscar nominated. Did she win? I forgot. I don't think she won, did she? Riz Ahmed. Good cast. Sophie Wilde. No, can't quite place that one. Oh, she was in Talk to Me. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, right, I remember. Okay, yeah, she's good. Cool. Keep our eye on that. We like top tier quality, right? Bambi, The Reckoning. Pinocchio Unstrung preview posters. A new look inside the Pooh universe. Pinocchio Unstrung. Talking about Ultron, right? Guys, okay. They're schlock. They're meant to be. They're meant to be made fun of. Bambi, The Reckoning. Bambi might be actually interesting. Maybe. I guess, yeah. It's not Shakespeare, right? It's meant to be that lower budget grindhouse type of feel to it. And finally, Jenna Ortega reveals the disgusting reason she was forced to quit Twitter. Because I guess a lot of people had made comments about her when she was younger, right? I ended up deleting it about 2 or 3 years ago because of the influx after the show had come out, these absurd images and photos, and I already was in confused state and that I just deleted. It was disgusting and it made me feel bad. It made me feel uncomfortable. Anyway, that's why I deleted it, because I couldn't say anything without seeing something that, so one day I woke up and I thought, oh, I don't need this anymore, so I just dropped it. Well, good for you. Good for you. Like, I don't cling to Twitter. I don't. I use it kind of like as a measuring stick, and kind of like you see at the end of the shows here, we use it for just kind of like if we missed a headline. Of course, people, the diehards that do use it for the I need to know, I need to know, I need to know, tweet about it, tweet about it. It's like I use it kind of like the way of an amalgamator of breaking headlines kind of thing, right? But if it makes you feel uncomfortable, good for her. Like, and I think as far as social media goes, we all sort of need to maybe take that kind of a stance and posture as well. All right, and that's just like yet chalk up another one on the board for another reason why to like Jenna Ortega, because it seems like she really does have a good head on her shoulders, right? Which is cool. That's good to see. Speaking about the Twitterverse, let's round up the show. 39 minutes though, James. 39 minutes. Well, as I said, there wasn't that much breaking today. Phil Dunster, Zoe Saldana, Amelia Perez, Netflix on the 13th, November 13th. This is that Selena Gomez one. She got the award at that festival for this one, right? It's about like the drug cartel leader makes a transition to a woman. Quiet Place Day 1 releases on Paramount Plus tomorrow. Cool. For the Paramount Plus subscribers, I hope you go check that out. It's a good movie. I'll watch the Amelia Perez thing mostly because of Selena. Here she takes it to a different level. Baby Girl. We accomplished one thing, that is, we made a really hot movie between Nicole Kidman and Harris Dickinson. Baby Girl, huh? It's a what? Young man falls in love with an older woman. It's nothing wrong with that. It happens, as long as it's not like 80-year-old woman with a 20-year-old man, or 83-year-old Al Pacino with a, yeah, never mind, for God's sake. Let's not go down there. Let's not bring in some ugliness. Sophie Wilde's in it. Just talking about her. Antonio Banderas. Cool. So what is it about? We got a synopsis. A high-powered CEO puts her career and family on the line when she begins a torrid affair with a much younger man. See, now that you got your family. I can understand indiscretions where you have it, you're working together or something. Yes, we're animals. We're attracted to things. Um, it's not, yeah, look, fantasize about it, but you always got to remember your family first. You're not going to sacrifice that. And then if an indiscretion happens, yes, that happens too, where you're just in the heat of the moment. You accidentally, like, you know that you like each other. You're out of curiosity, it happens. But then I never understand people going back to it, right? Like when it happens the first time, it's a mistake, but it's like, I never really understood that. But it happens, and this movie's about that. All right, where are we at? Mike Faced is looking at the next project. Good actor. Emily in Paris. Nobody 2 has begun production. Tim Burton said he was, yeah, I saw that headline that people were thinking, he was thinking about retiring after Dumbo kind of crashed and burned. Macaulay Culkin is 44. It's cool to see that he kind of landed on his shoulders too. There was a little bit of a dark period for him where it's like, is the party life going to overtake him? And he apparently he was doing a podcast, right? And occasionally he does like a cameo in things, right? But like the acting bug never really stuck with him. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. He just pops up in things. But overall, seems like he's a pretty okay dude. Industry's now on Max. Chris Pine, happy birthday, 44. Kinds of Kindness will be released on VOD Tuesday. Notice how that movie came out and it just kind of flew under the radar for everybody. And it's weird because he just won the Oscar for the other Emma Stone picture, right? He won for that, right? I don't know. I can't remember. Melissa McCarthy's birthday. She was really good as Ursula. She was really good. She's got talent. It's just sometimes when she works with her husband on those co-projects, sometimes it doesn't work out. She's got talent. Dylan O'Brien, happy birthday. Palmer, birthday. Glenn Close. Knives Out 3 is one of the best experiences of my life. Cool. Wake Up Dead Man. We talked about it wrapping like last week or so, right? The third Knives Out movie. All right. Okay, that's it for me today, guys. I gotta go figure out what the heck's going on outside with this hammering kind of thing. I'm still kind of unwinding from my weekend with Bryce Dallas Howard. You know, you guys kind of hard. See, I'll tell you the story about the picture. Okay, you had to move in rather fast, and I was lucky that it turned out this good, because I was kind of like leaning down like this because they come in and said, okay, chin down. But I was going to straighten up, have my back straight because I'm kind of like leaning in that picture. Luckily, it looks like I'm leaning down to, like, be beside her. I wanted to puff my chest out. I worked hard over the last week to do. It turned out anyway. It was good fun. All right, guys, that's it for me today. Let me know what you thought in some of the comments below, and we will talk about it. I'll publish a short about the crow later on today. And if not, see you next time right here on Mirror Domains.